This is the recorded lesson for 10/27/2020, or for when we actually talked about all of the phases for the moon. So our learning objective is that students will be able to create a model to show how the regular motions of the moon cause moon phases, or lunar phases. So our class started with watching the video of what is a super blood moon, and that is the first link in this series, so you should have already seen that. And now you know a little bit more about the phenomena of the lunar phases of the moon, what a supermoon is, what a blood moon is, and what a blue moon is. And it's ironic that right now we're talking about the moon because October this year, this month, we have a blue moon. So we had a full moon at the beginning of the month, and we have a full moon on Halloween. So 2 full moons in 1 calendar month mean a blue moon has occurred. But let us dive into the moon and the lunar phases. The moon does not give off its own light. Instead, it reflects light from the sun. Half of the moon that faces the earth is not always the half being lit up by the sun. And in our little picture model beneath the words, you can see the sun. The arrows indicate the sun rays. And it's hitting the backside of the moon, the dark side of the moon. And if we're on Earth, what we see of the moon is black. We don't see the moon because the moon is blocking the sunlight. The moon is blocking the sun. And the moon is reflecting the sun off of the backside, the side that we don't see. So in the sky, we wouldn't see anything. To further explain the lunar phases, there is this video of the model of the lunar phases. So what you would want to do is find the time here on this lesson, pause, and then click on the other link, the video demo of the lunar phases. So watch that video and then come back to this one and continue from right here. And we are going to be going in further and discussing the phases of the moon, what they look like, and how they happen. The first moon in our cycle is the new moon. This is when the light from the sun is hitting the side of the moon facing away from Earth. In our little pictogram, we see our sun, and our sun rays are indicated by our arrows. And we see that the white part of the moon, the part of the moon that is hit by the sun, is facing away from the earth. We would not see the moon on a new moon night. And you can see in the upper corner over here, this is what you would see in the sky. You would see a dark, shadowy moon. That's what we would see for a new moon. So the new moon starts the cycle. Our next distinguished phase is the first quarter moon. Even though it looks like we're only seeing half the moon, in reality, we are only seeing a quarter of it. The other way to know that it is a first quarter moon is that our new moon is right here. To go from here to where the first quarter moon is, the moon has traveled a quarter of the way around the earth. And what we see everything below this poorly drawn, supposed to be straight pink line. So that's what we would see. We would see one part of the moon as black and the other part we would see as lit up. So approximately 1 week after our new moon, we see the first quarter moon. Our next distinguished phase is the full moon. The full moon occurs about 2 weeks after the new moon. It's gone halfway through the cycle. This is when a full moon appears. The entire lit side of the moon is facing the earth. And we must remember that the earth, sun, and moon aren't quite in a straight line. The moon is a little bit above the earth. That is why we are able to see the full moon. The sun is hitting that full side of the moon, which means we are able to see the moon as full. Our next distinguished phase is the third quarter moon. The third quarter moon has gone 3/4 of the way around the earth. That is how we get the name, third quarter moon. The third quarter moon appears 3 weeks after the new moon. We can see half of the lit surface of the moon from Earth. So everything above this poorly drawn, supposed to be straight pink line is what we would see. And again, it looks like we see half, but really we're only seeing a quarter. And because the moon has now traveled 3/4 of the way around the Earth, we call it the third quarter moon. So every 4 weeks, we complete the cycle. So you can see this would be day 1. This would be week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 starts again. So in this diagram at the bottom of the slide here, you see 9 moons, 2 of which are exactly the same, the new moon. Now, if you look closely, if you were to draw a dotted line down the center of our new moon, and you folded this paper in half, you notice that the moons are mirror images of each other. So that means that as the moon gets bigger, it gets bigger on one side, and then as the moon gets smaller, it gets smaller from the other side. So the same thing isn't happening. We're seeing something different in the sky. We see something different in the sky for each phase. Now there are 4 lunar phases in this picture right here, and I'm going to point to them with an arrow. This one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here. These have not been named yet. We have not classified these yet. In our next couple slides, we are going to classify them. We are going to give them descriptors and give them names. So here is the picture that you also have in your notes. And we see the new moon, the waxing crescent, the first quarter, the waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, and waning crescent. Now I've said 3 or 4 new words today, just in this slide. Waning, waxing, gibbous, and crescent. Waning, waxing, gibbous, and crescent. Most of us have had a crescent roll before, or a croissant, one of those tiny sliver pastries that kind of curve up, that if you compare to the moon right now, it looks like that crescent roll. If I move these names, you can see how it looks like that crescent roll. The crescent roll, that dinner roll, that pastry, was actually named after the moon. We also see this word here, gibbous. And gibbous, as we see right here, means to be humpbacked. So we can think of gibbous as a small little humpbacked man with his back arched, right? So that's how we might be able to remember gibbous. It's arched, it's humpbacked. It's a little bit more than first quarter and third quarter, but a little bit less than full. So that is one word that we might be having trouble with remembering. That is something we're just going to have to work on memorizing. Besides the humped old man, I have no better tricks to figure a way to remember that. For waxing and waning, I have some tricks for those. So you see, as we travel from new moon all the way to full moon, we are waxing. We are waxing gibbous and we are waxing crescent. So if we think about how we use waxing in our everyday lives, as the hair on our body grows longer, we wax it. So we can remember when the moon is waxing, it's getting bigger, because when we wax, our hair is grown. Grown and getting bigger are the same thing. So that's how we might be able to remember what waxing of the moon is. If we look now from the full moon to the new moon, we have a waning gibbous and a waning crescent. We have in our corner that waning means to decrease. Waning kind of sounds like fading, and it also kind of looks like whining. Waning and whining sound similar. They start the same, they end the same. When we whine, we were small, we were little when we whined. So we can think of the full moon to new moon as waning, because we're going to associate waning with whining, and only little kids whine. So we know that from full to new, we are waning. We are getting smaller. So that is just one trick up my sleeve that I can give to you to help remember the difference. Let's take another peek at the phases in order next to each other. In this slide, we see how each phase spends time actually in its phase. It's not jumping straight from the new moon to a crescent to a quarter to a gibbous to a full to a gibbous to a quarter to a crescent. It takes time, right? They don't just jump from one phase to the next. It kind of slowly happens over time, and it's almost unnoticeable until you really take a look and see what's going on. So we can see in this slide that each phase actually lasts for a few to several days, so between 2 and 6 days. So this is our video lesson of the phases of the moon, describing and talking about where the sun is, where the earth is, where the moon is, and what we see the moon as, depending on where the sun and earth are.